3, 2.
Right, we're live. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Stramash Sports Show. Where Roddy's joining us again, the barhead boy himself, and Chris and Glen. We got some of our forecasts right last week. We might go over them if you want to, but we'll start off with rugby because Six Nations starts off. It's a Friday night. We're starting off a game. But Scotland are playing France tomorrow. Chris, do you see Scotland eking a win out of this, or do you think France are just a juggernaut that can't be stopped?
Well, I think what they won there last year, so I'm worried, but I say the same as I always said. It doesn't hurt just to go for it because nothing to lose. And after the first game, I'll be honest with you, I'm surprised we're in this position. So I'm quietly hopeful that there's been a few changes made, but I'm quietly hopeful that if we really go for it, then we've got a chance to hurt them and maybe change their game plan. But they're just massively impressive.
Yeah, you're right, Roddy. What do you think? I've got half a chance.
Well, you've always got a chance. I mean, the thing is, it used to be they didn't. It used to say, well, it depends which French team will turn up.
Aye.
Nowadays, it's which Scotland team's going to turn up. And that's just a fact.
Yeah.
Because on our day, we are a match for anyone. The problem is you have days like Italy, then you have days like England at Murrayfield, and then you go down and struggle in Wales against a team that hasn't won in, since Noah was a boy. So you just don't know what Scotland team's going to turn up on Saturday. But if it's the good Scotland team, then we've got every chance. Chance. And if it's the French are not, unlike their wines, they're not very good at travelling.
Here's the thing, though, Roddy. If you were to go to the bookies tomorrow and you had a fiver, who would you put it on?
Dunfermline to beat Aberdeen. That's a hard one. I mean, it really. I'm trying to separate my heart from my head here, but I'd probably put it on France.
Glen, what would you see this going? Scotland have picked a strong team again. Ashman's back. This is a guy that couldn't put a throw in one of his matches, got dropped, but he's back. He's a sub, and it's still the kind of same team that played England, more or less.
Yeah, I mean, your question to Roddy about the fiver, etc. Well, I'll own up here. I never bet on rugby, but I probably jinxed it. I bet at the start of the championship, I put £5 on Scotland to actually win it. I thought this was our best ever chance of winning it. And then we had the Italy game, and I thought, oh, for the love of God, that's why you don't bet on rugby, Glen. But they've come back okay. I think Roddy nails it. It depends which Scotland team actually turn up, and not just that, which Scotland team turns up to play 80 minutes. He looks at the Wales game, okay? Yeah. So 80 minutes against England, very good. The first half against Wales, bad. We expected Wales to come into it, and they were really up for it. It was a very winnable game for them. Second half, made some changes, and Scotland were good in the second half. So which side turns up? I don't know. We've got a chance. We've got a decent chance. We've got a good record against France. I think they've got 5 wins in the last 13. So our record against them is probably, better than some of the other countries. We normally always get beat by Ireland. We struggle after England games, full stop. This game is normally a reasonable one for us. We've had really tight run-ins when we've lost as well. I don't know. I do know one thing, though. It will be a cracking game. It will be two teams that want to play attacking football. We've got Dempsey back. He's a very, very good ball carrier. Yeah. We're going to pose a lot of threat, and our bench looks decent. And for once, Townsend seems to be using the bench. So yes, let's see. Yeah,
that's an interesting point, Chris. He's got Blair Kinghorn at the back, playing fullback. I would have thought there would be space, even on the bench, perhaps, for Kyle Rowe, who's a really good, strong carrier of the ball from the backs, and he knows how to jinx his way to the line. He's left him out, which I always think is a bit of a bad move. But he's got Sione Tupoloni and Hugh Jones at his core. It looks like a strong team, but how do we stop the French speedsters? Because they are fast on the ball. If they see an inch of space, they're past us, and that's a worry.
I mean, they're a brilliant team, but as I say, I just think strike them hard and early, and then that way, back foot, and hopefully they have. I mean, they're always going to be rethinking their game plan anyway. And let's face it. I mean, even somebody like me knows just how quick rugby actually moved. So yeah, I don't know, but I like the fact that he has mixed the team throughout the tournament a wee bit, because prior to it, I think we were all complaining that he goes to the usual ones and just doesn't seem to want to change when things aren't going his way. So, I don't want to be negative, but if nothing else, at least he's mixing it up a bit. So we can't say that about him. So no, I think it's all to play for. But yeah, it'd be nice to go to Dublin thinking we've got something to play for.
Roddy,
yeah, I was going to say we've got the Triple Crown to play for, if nothing else, when we get to Dublin.
That's right. We've got that. So there's all to play for. The problem I see this game is that before France, when they played us, they didn't really have a chance to win the Six Nations. They were there and thereabouts. It was always Ireland or England in the past 5 or 6 years. But now they smell blood. They can take the Six Nations, and that's what Scotland are up against. This is going to be one of the toughest games we'll ever play, I think. Even tougher than All Blacks or Springboks.
Well, I go back to on their day. This French team have been immense. They are on their day. Chris says, "How do we stop them?" Well, issue all the Scotland boys with a baseball bat. That's probably the only way to stop them. When they start and they go, they're frightening. It's a joy. We've got a puncher's chance, haven't we? That's what we've got. And the French, I go back to, you just don't know how they're going to be. I hope they're not going to be good. That's what I'm hoping. But I'm not 100% confident.
Well, Glen, if it pours rain and the bagpipes scares the bejesus out of them, and the crowd get behind Scotland, just like at Wales, their crowd nearly brought on the Welsh team to win. Could the crowd and the atmosphere and the weather maybe be in our favour?
Well, not the weather. I mean, look what the monsoon in Italy and Rome did for us. We were pretty poor in that. But yeah, definitely look, the crowd. If Scotland make a fast start, you look at this French team, they have scored early tries in most of their games. In the first 15 minutes, I think they've racked up 5 or 6 tries across the 3 matches. So they're going to look for a quick one. We've got to defend. We've got to be switched on from minute one. Full concentration, and it's going to take a monumental effort for us to get something out of this, but we can do it. This team's mentality, I mean, if you go back, we were talking about the Wales game before, and what I liked about that was we've lost, we've beaten England, we've taken the plaudits and the credits, etc., and we've rolled up to our next game, and we've normally just surrendered. We've not been focused or whatever, and we've never got a result. Now, it was going the same way against Wales. Now, and Wales are no world beaters at all, but they actually managed to get a grip of themselves, and they arrested the situation. They turned it around with some really, really quick thinking as well. Like that try that caught them off guard when they were still celebrating, kind of thing. We're going to need all of that. We're going to need our guile. We're going to have to be switched on for the full 18 minutes and whatever it goes beyond that. But we have got a decent chance. France, they have played really, really well. Probably the best attacking team in world rugby at the moment when they're full flowing. But they have always got a bad game in them at some point. We have to hope that all our players are between 8 and 10 out of 10, and this is the game where they don't get off to the quick start. We maybe score a try, it knocks them a bit, the crowd get up. So a lot of things have to come together for us, but we can do this.
Yeah.
But would I put my fiver on it just now? I wouldn't, but I will be glued to the TV watching it.
What we should do is we in the tunnel we should speak German, because the French, they surrender at the Germans very quickly.
Chris, some of the French team, especially Gaultier and Sean Edwards, have been speaking this week about Scotland in really high praise indeed, saying that the most difficult team to defend against is the Finn Russell orchestrated defences. I think Glen mentioned it. If Finn Russell brings out his bag of tricks, that might be enough to win this game.
Well, I mean, I think the beauty of Finn Russell is that literally right before he does it, he's absolutely no idea what's going to happen. So if he doesn't, and obviously, I mean, it's a two-way sword. Obviously, he's played in France, so he'll have a bit of nous about that. But you know, the amount of hours of footage of him being analysed and whatever's through the roof. But I think, you know, a wee bit of insider knowledge. So aye. It's just, and I mentioned it last week. He just did the simplest try, you know, and it's like, yeah, well, he's very cavalier, but you know, if he can do it simple, do it simple. So I think with him, what's good is you've got a extra man. I would always that analogy, you know, if I was against him, I would want to double up just to try and give yourself half a chance, and then sometimes that makes a chances. So that's my simplistic explanation as to how I believe Finn Russell might affect the game.
But it's a good one as well. Keeping it simple is, I think, the key to this, because, Roddy, if Finn Russell tries that long pass and he gets an intercept, it doesn't seem to faze him, but it could mean in this game it gives him momentum to France. He's got to be really careful.
Yep, it frustrates me at times. I mean, I go back to the Argentinian game. I think I mentioned it last time I was on here. We were 28 points in front and coasting, and instead of him doing the simple pass, he goes for the $64,000. They'll write about this tomorrow in the Telegraph.
Yeah,
type pass. If he keeps it simple and just does his natural, don't give them any opportunity. Don't give them a sniff.
Aye.
We have, as I say, we've got a fighter's chance, and I'm hoping we do it.
Glen, I think you made a good point with Big Josh coming in. You know, the best ball carrier in the Six Nations. I think after Kieran Doris, we've got a really big hitters, big guys that can carry the ball forward, and we've got guys that can stop other players. Got a really good defence. And it might be a case that defences are working overtime tomorrow.
Yeah, definitely. You're going to need to use the bench because the guys are going to be absolutely knackered. They're going to have to put the shift of their lives in. Yeah. But oddly enough, the more we talk about this just now, I'm thinking we're actually going to win. And the reason being, because if Scotland are going to mess it up, we're going to mess it up after having beat the overwhelming favourites. And then we have to go to Ireland, and that's, if we're going to blow it, we'd blow it against Ireland. If we play as well as we can, if all the players, have a really good game, there's no room for passengers in this. They'll exploit any weakness, but we have a decent bench. We made changes last time out when a couple of players weren't performing as well as they should. Actually, it was more than a couple, but you made the proper changes. You'll use the bench. We've got a decent chance. But I mean, France are the favourites, obviously, and they deserve to be.
They deserve to be. I'll stick with you just now, Glen, because you had a leftover question from last week, didn't you? We left it hanging.
We did. That's right. Yeah. Well, I'll repeat it in full, obviously, because I don't know if Roddy heard the question. So, which 25-year-old midfielder who has been capped by Scotland at under 17s, under 19s, under 21s, and by the full international side has plied his trade in Scotland, Germany, Austria, England, and now the Czech Republic?
It's the Czech Republic bit that gets me.
We just went there in January.
Oh, what do you call him?
What do you call him?
Did he not? He was loaned to Celtic. Is that the lad? He was.
I don't recall him being loaned to Celtic, but he started off at Hearts.
I'm thinking of Ollie. Ollie whom? I think of
Ollie.
Oh,
yeah, you mean the guy that got the hat-trick in the Bundesliga?
Yeah. What's his name again?
Oliver Burke.
Oliver Burke, yeah.
No, you're right. It's not him.
So he's about 25. He's played in
he's capped at all levels for Scotland. Only got one full international cap. But he's played in Scotland, Germany, Austria, England, and now the Czech Republic. I'll give you the same help that I gave them last week, Roddy. So he started off at Hearts. In England, he played for West Ham. And he's now playing for Sparta Prague.
Is it Andy? Andy, what do you call him? Is it? It's not Andy Irvine. Andy,
no, it's somebody
the ex-West Ham boy. The West Ham boy. Am I right?
Yeah, he used to play at West Ham. Yeah.
Andy. Andy. Is it Andy Irvine? Is it?
You're going Andy Irvine. That was a good double act between you and Norrie. You went Andy, he went Irvine. Chris, what do you think?
Well, I was guessing it was Penrice, but then you said he started off at Hearts, so Penrice is no longer away, so it's no him.
Yeah. No, guys, you're spot on. It's Andy Irvine.
Yeah. It's the Irvine bit.
I just wonder whether he'll actually get a call up for the friendlies that are coming up, you know?
I hope so. I hope Steve Clark bloods quite a lot of players actually. To see the best team.
Bring back Ollie McBurney as well. I'd give him another shout. He's scoring for fun with Hull in the championship.
I tell you, I mean, a couple of dark shouts out here. I would actually put two boys in for, friendlies are for experimenting, etc. I would put in two guys from Falkirk, Calvin Miller. We're struggling for wingers, and I think he's doing really, really good. He's provided, I think, 7 assists and 4 goals. And who's the guy up front that used to be at university? Oh, the striker just joined.
Well, my shout is Harry Milne, ex-Partick Thistle.
Yeah,
he's from Aberdeen, I think, actually. And then now he's playing for Hearts. But this year he's just playing out of his skin. He's playing like a madman, absolutely amazing. I'd throw him in just for a chance. And I'm a bit worried though, Chris, about goalkeepers. Craig Gordon's, he's 95 or something. He can't go on forever. It's just,
does he get a son?
Can we get his son?
I was hearing he got injured. I thought, how did you get injured? You're not playing. How the hell did you get injured?
I know exactly. I don't know. I just think we're a bit threadbare at the goalkeeping position.
Scott Bain's pushing for a slot.
The Falkirk, Bain's, but it should be the choice.
Yeah,
it shouldn't be Craig Gordon. It shouldn't be Liam Kelly. I mean, he's played 2 League Cup games or something for Rangers. What do you call him? What was the lad? Gunn. He's Angus in the reserves or third choice at Not Forest or something.
Yeah. Aye.
Yeah. The Falkirk boy was Barney Stewart. That's the other guy.
Barney Stewart. Aye.
I said Barney. Aye.
Barney. How do you forget a name like
that? I think the Falkirk goalie's got to be Bain's got to be the shout.
Yeah. Well, he made a move, didn't he? Because he was on the bench all the time for Celtic, and he said that was fine for a while, but he wasn't getting the games, etc. And he wants to, he wants to play, and he's playing week in, week out, and he's playing at a decent level.
Yeah. He played till his contract ran out, Glen, and then he moved.
Yeah, there's no other players. There's no other goalie I can think of.
Xander, I don't know where Xander is these days.
Well, he's second at Hearts at least.
Did he not get a move from Hearts?
I think that's right. I think he's
Where did he go?
He's on loan.
Second or third with Gordon.
He's away to Chesterfield or somewhere daft, Well,
he's a one.
No, the Dundee keeper. He seems quite. But then Dundee, they're third bottom. He's not. He's made
a lot of practice.
Exactly. Aye.
I know. Mind you,
you'll fit in well then.
If world politics keeps on going the way it is, I don't think there'll be a World Cup in America. I don't think it'll be fit. A lot of these countries that around the world will be looking at Trump saying, "No, we're not going." And I hope Scotland
did.
Well, Spain threatened to pull out if Israel qualify.
Yeah.
Well, they won't. They can't qualify. Israel can't qualify. They can only be appointed, and I wouldn't put that past Trump and Infantino to give them the slot. They finished third in their group, so in the group behind I can't remember who it was, but so they can't qualify. I think
Okay.
So if they get in, it will be because they've been appointed. And as I say, I wouldn't put that past Trump and Infantino.
I know. I mean, the FIFA has to have an overhaul because this giving a peace prize to Trump and all the rest of it. Now we find out Trump's part of this paedophile ring and all the rest of it. It's a mess. It's an absolute mess. And they really need a revamp of who's running our world football because it's a people's sport. It's not a corporate endeavour. It's not a money-making thing, although that's a wee part of it. But football's the main thing about it.
It shouldn't be, but it is.
It shouldn't be, but it is.
Yeah. Do you want the next question? Sorry.
Yeah, give us the questions for this week, Glen. What have we got?
Yeah. Okay. Right. Scottish Cup weekend. So, Scottish Cup questions. Who was the last English manager to lead a team to victory in a Scottish Cup final?
English manager taking a Scottish.
Yep.
No, I know it was a Neil Warnock.
Keith Birkinshaw, was he English? Did he take Hearts Hibs to a
No,
final?
but he wasn't even that. Keith Birkinshaw. No, was he not the director of football at Aberdeen at one point? Or he was on the board, wasn't he? Keith Birkinshaw. He used to be with Tottenham.
Who was managing Hibs? I can't mind.
English manager.
Not that many
There's only been 2 English managers ever to lead a team to victory in a Scottish Cup, and one was back in 1927, so there's no point saying him.
Was it the Hibs?
This one's much closer. You're saying are you asking if it's a Hibs manager?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Yeah.
Eddie Large.
Who was the manager, Roddy, of Hibs when they won the Scottish Cup?
I can't. He's now. He's a member. I think he's a manager in the Championship now in England.
Did he went? He went to Sheffield United or somewhere, didn't he? He managed there.
Wee Bullen? No.
It's as soon as you tell me, I'm going to go. Aye, him. I just can't think of his name at the moment. I can see his face.
Aye. Well, we'll let that hang for a while.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, no bother.
All right.
Are we hanging? Or are we?
I was just going to ask the next one. The next question was: there's 2 other games in the Six Nations. Just a quick round the board. How do you see the games panning out? Do you think Wales, Ireland, Chris? Who'd you take out of that 2?
I think Wales will be stuffy now. They've seen that I think they've hit rock bottom, and they've seen that they can actually worry teams. So I think they'll worry Ireland, but I think Ireland will come out on top.
Roddy?
I think Ireland will win by 30 points.
Oof. Wow. Glen, what do you think?
I think they'll destroy them.
Wow.
I think it'll be tighter than that, but I think Ireland will win. I think Wales will be better. They've got a bit of belief, etc. But I think something's been reignited with that Ireland squad, and on their day when they get going, you saw what they did to England. They'll take care of Wales. What about you, Norrie?
I'm going Wales on this premise. I've just watched the other night. Wolves beat Liverpool, and Wolves are bottom, out and relegated. You could imagine. There's something about a team when you think they're out and they've got nothing to play for, they come back because they've got something to prove. And I just think that might be the impetus that they've got to get some points on the board, because that would be some kind of improvement, because they're rock bottom right now. And where can they get there? They've got to take every chance they can get. And they've fronted up really well against Scotland, really well. If they can play an 80-minute game, I think this will be tighter than what you think, Roddy. I think Wales can give them a real good going. If I was to go to the bookies, would I put my fiver on? I'd probably go Ireland, but it's going to be tight. It's going to be tighter than what you think. That's my opinion. And tomorrow, we've got Italy, England. Chris, I know you're wanting Italy to win, but realistically, how do you see this one going?
Bella. I think probably England. I mean, they must eventually play as good as they've been talking. So I think they could. It's not going to mean too much to them, but I think they could possibly win it tomorrow.
Roddy?
No, I'm going to go for Italy, actually.
Right.
I think they could. I think they'll sneak it. I think it'll be a low score. England have not been pulling it together. They've not been doing sustained bits of play. They've not been really, they've not been on fire. And they're going to go there, and the Italians will smother them, and I think make it very difficult for them. I think it could be a 7-10 point difference, and I've quite give it to the home team. Home team makes an advantage in rugby. It very much does.
It does. Glenn, where are you putting your fiver on this one?
Oh, my fiver's on Italy as well. I have a funny feeling. Well, first of all, Italy are improving every single time. Every season they're getting better and better. And you look at the difference now between them and Wales. They're developing players and they play a nice attack and rugby sometimes, but they can also grind out things as well, and they can play dirty. When they have to, etc. I think there's a lot of pressure on England. They have had a horrendous Six Nations. They were expected to go in there and be contending basically with France, because a lot of the talk was before the Ireland squad was aging, etc. And it would maybe just be between France and England. And look what's happened. And if they don't get this win, they're going to be honestly, they're going to be in a lot of trouble with the press, etc. And so the pressure is built. And if Italy really go for them, and I think they will, because they can smell it. Yeah. I think Italy will win. I think it'll be tight. I think England, if they lose, they're going to get a bonus point kind of thing. But I think Italy will get it.
My reckoning on this one is that the manager of England's he's changed his team completely. Now that's always a worry, because you've only got a week or 2 weeks to practice their moves and all the rest of it. And their strengths and weaknesses if you've got a settled team like they had when they won 12 in a row. Now they're chopping and changing their team. That's a weakness, I would say. Whereas Italy have got a set team. They've got Ferrari, but just an amazing strong man at the back. Great runners. Capuzzo is just amazingly fast and brave in the running. And I think they'll be hard to contain. And I just think with the Italian crowd behind them, I think this will be a chance. And once they hear that bloody anthem, God Save the King, they'll just say, let's get into these bam pots, It's going to happen. But I really think that Italy have got it. I've got enough in the tank to get them over the line in this one. Be close, but I think they'll do it. And I think they'll be worthy winners.
And England will still be favourites for the World Cup next year, though.
That's it. The great thing about
England... They've already won it.
I know. They've already won it, Roddy. The great thing is seeing all these ex-England pros talking their team down after a while, because they got beat to lowly Scotland. It's lovely. It's great. Anyway, Glenn, there's 2 lassies playing for the Scottish women's football team. This is a quick quiz question for you. They're both on the same goals tally, and they're playing against Luxembourg on Sunday, I think, Scotland women. Who are those two?
Right, okay. Well, they're playing on Saturday. I think that. Well, Erin Cuthbert's got the most goals in the current squad.
No, she's equal.
Is she? Oh, right, okay. Is she equal now after the last game against Luxembourg, the 5-0?
Yep.
It must be. Is it Caroline Weir?
Correct. Got it.
Yeah, she scored a hat-trick against them, cracking game, and she's just been made captain, and she's really stepped up, because some players they do it for club, but they don't do it for the country kind of thing. But no, she's a cracking player. Raith Rovers fan, I think, if I remember rightly.
Yep. Aye, but they're playing on Saturday.
So 5 o'clock.
So I'll maybe try and catch up with that, but there's a lot of, I think there's Scotland are playing rugby at that time, so I might be
2 o'clock, so you can switch. And then Aberdeen are 7:45 if you want to get pessimistic and depressed on a Saturday night.
We'll get to Aberdeen in a minute. I'm still in my valley. I'm watching that team. My God, Celtic. Anyway, we'll get to that in a minute. Scottish Cup, it's back with us again. Have you got the ties there, Glenn or Chris?
Yeah, I do. We've got the first one up tonight, and it's I think 7:45. Falkirk versus Dundee United.
That's a difficult one.
Oh, Chris, I watched the matches from last week, and Falkirk continued to impress. Dundee United came onto a bit of form. They can only play one half. That's the argument against them. Do you think this is a game tonight they can win?
I don't actually. I fell in love with Falkirk before even the start of the season, and just for me, remember a wee while back we were talking about the Hearts Hibs game, saying it's the main event on Sky, it'll be brilliant, and it was dire. But just that Falkirk Hearts game, it was just everything that was brilliant about football. Total ding dong. skill level through the roof, and it was like I just wanted them to say, "We'll go another 90 minutes," So yeah, I mean, demolished Kilmarnock, who I think were getting a bit of pep with Neil McCann, but yeah, I hope and I think Falkirk will definitely do it. I think they'll go through.
For football's sake, Roddy, you'd hope that Falkirk would do a turnover Dundee United, but it's a cup; anything can happen.
Well, the last time they played at Falkirk, Dundee United turned them over 3-2. But that's the last time Dundee United won, and it's the last time Falkirk lost, I think.
That's right.
So I don't know. At home, you've got I've got to say it's got to be Falkirk, but yeah, I would go for Falkirk, narrow win.
Narrow win. Glen, John McGlynn, I don't know what he does, how he's got that team from Division 1 to the Championship to Premiership. They're on this kind of trajectory. It's never fallen down. They're still on it. Yeah. How far can he take this team?
Well, look, he's taken top 6, which is a stunning achievement. And when you've just been promoted, back-to-back promotions, from League One to Championship, etc., playing exciting football, brilliant style. Look, he's packed the team full of young Scottish kids. There are a few stalwarts as well, older guys, in their late 20s and early 30s, etc. But most of that team are young, talented Scottish kids that he's scouted, etc. The boy that I was chatting about, Barney Stewart, I mean, he spotted him playing university football.
I know. I know.
That's absolutely amazing. What I think, look, Falkirk will have too much for United. I've watched a couple of United games. They had a really good start to the season. They've fallen away. They were desperate against Aberdeen. Aberdeen were dire. Dundee United weren't good either. They got a recent win, but I can't see it. Falkirk will have too much. That too being Barney Stewart and Calvin Miller. They're on fire just now, and they'll want to get to Hampden. They'll want to continue this. I think it's going to be a cracking game. I'll be watching it.
Well, the last couple of games for Dundee United, Lucas Stevenson's been given the captaincy, and there's been a wee bit of an urgency. He's a bit of a shouter. He tells people off, and maybe that's something they needed, communication, especially up front. It's difficult because Dundee United are coming on to a wee bit of form. They drew against Aberdeen, but the pitch was the winner in that match. It was a dreadful pitch we played on. No, if I had my fiver again, I'd go Falkirk. It's an easy fiver, actually. And sorry, Dundee United fans, but Falkirk just playing good football just now from front to back, on transition. They can take any team on, and yeah, I'm going Falkirk. So is that a full house for Falkirk, by the way? We're all Falkirk. Yeah.
Can I give a wee shout out to Finn Yates, who plays for Falkirk? I know him. He was brought up in Dubai, actually, and was a friend of our family, and then come back to Scotland because he was showing promise as a footballer.
Finn Yates, we'll keep that one. Roddy, Finn Yates.
He plays quite a lot. He's a midfield boy.
There's a lot of people called Finn in sport these days. Yeah. It's a very popular name. What's the next one?
It's Dunfermline Aberdeen, but honestly, we don't have to talk about it, guys. We don't.
Oh, come on, I'm dying to talk about it.
I know.
Norrie, have you got a mute button for Roddy?
I know. Let's turn them off. Listen, it's been a hard watch this season for Aberdeen fans. Honestly, I've never been so unflattered by a group of players putting on the red jersey and not turning up. And I think the problem is there's a lot of foreigners in our team, and I don't think they get what Scottish football is all about. I really don't. And we've got a handful, 2 or 3 Scots guys, Devine and Nisbet, Ralph, Jack,
Lyle Cameron.
Is he a Rangers signing?
Yeah, he is. He went from Dundee to Rangers. Yeah, good player.
Yeah, and who's the other one? There's one more at the back.
Devlin, McIntyre. You've got the guy on loan from Liam, somebody from QPR. You've got Nisbet up front. You've actually now got quite a few. You've got Shinnie. You've got quite a few Scots in that team, you know?
Yeah, Shinnie. But it wasn't always the case. It's kind of lately.
No, it wasn't.
Levine's brought the ball back in, so it still hasn't made a difference. Dunfermline have got a bloody good chance, you know?
Yeah.
This Aber team is, I think they're racked with nerves. I honestly think they haven't got confidence to win a game anymore. And the game against Celtic proved that. You know, just they didn't know how to take them on. They gave too much respect to Celtic, I think, and then they just caved in. Chris, what do you think? Are you confident of an Aberdeen win? Because I'm not.
Well, I mean, let's face it. There's nothing else left. Literally, leave it all out in the pitch. In fact, if you don't come back, sort of thing. But I don't know. I do. I think leaving's reversed a wee bit of the sort of Scandinavian. I'm not saying it was a clique, but the Scandinavian element. So he's reversed it a wee bit. But Milne Lobin, you know, most of the Scottish guys are a bit older. But no, I think I don't really, you know, who knows? We get a guest appearance for prospective managers every week, so you just don't know if that's to bump up the crowd or whatever. But I don't want to say it, but I think they could win. They've got enough for Dunfermline. I don't think there's. I think we're getting there, so maybe that'll be the catalyst. So I've used all my cliches, so that's it.
Roddy, what do you think in this one?
Well, I watched the game midweek against Celtic, and two things. One, I know Maeda was in the box, not ruled off as offside, and I say, I mean, the goalkeeper's got to be seeing him in his periphery.
Yeah.
So I suggest, and I'm not just saying this because I'm a blue nose, and just I think if it had been, I would imagine if they'd been wearing blue jersey, it would have automatically been offside. So I just. But I knew actually when it went to 2-1, I stopped watching because I'd watched Aberdeen. I thought they couldn't, you know, the old story about they couldn't score on a brewery with a tenner. Yeah. Where's the goal coming from? There's a lot of perspiration, but not a lot of inspiration. And I just didn't see any goals coming. I thought, well, I'm not going to watch this anymore. And I think that's the problem. So it's Dunfermline. They've got a wily manager there in Lennon. He knows his stuff. Like or love him or hate him, he's no fool. They're at home, Dunfermline. I think it'll be a tough one for Aberdeen actually, and I'm being serious. I think because Aberdeen, as you say, are with no confidence, and there doesn't seem to be much structure either. So
exactly. My thoughts exactly, Glen. What do you reckon?
Honestly, I'll be watching. I'll be watching from like this.
Always watch.
Roddy's right. Dunfermline are going to be tough. They're going to be right up for it because look, if you could draw Aberdeen in the cup just now, you'd be thinking we've got a right good chance here. They're probably least formed team in the league. I think we haven't won we've got one win in 7. Okay, and that was the Motherwell game in the cup. You know, we've been outplayed by obviously Motherwell in the league, and most teams. I mean, United were pretty poor, but so were we, and that was a lot that was down the pitch. I have got no confidence going into this. I think we might scrape it over into extra time before they get the penalties, but I'm not confident. The thing that gives me a little bit of hope is Dunfermline they've been up and down. This season. So it's a cup. They'll probably they'll be going for it. If Aberdeen get an early goal, and that can only come from, I would imagine, Nisbet. He's the only guy that's got any kind of goal threat in the team at the moment. But if Aberdeen concede and Lennon shuts up shop, that's it. I think it's all over. That Aberdeen team are not going to dig themselves out a hole, or they haven't done it very often in this season. But bear in mind, we beat Dunfermline, I think 3-0 last season en route to winning the cup.
I know.
Is it an omen?
It just seems cup. Aberdeen are hot and cold. I mean, I could mention Darvel, the Nadir, and then last year we won it, So where are we in the standard of play that we need to be successful? I don't know. I don't think Nisbet's getting the supply he needs. I don't think he's a box player, and they're not crossing into him. They're coming in from straight direct to him. He's got to have his back to goal, then turn defenders on him. Doesn't work. He needs to be getting on the cross, getting on the end of it, and that's not happening enough. The only thing I would say about Aberdeen is they've got strength and depth more than I think Dunfermline have, because they're a richer team, got more resources, and I think that might tell in the end. We've got a better bench, and it might be that if we've got subs to take on better than Dunfermline, but Neil Lennon is a wily manager, and if he can win one game, he's won that cup I don't know how many times for Celtic. He's a born winner, and that's what we've got to be afraid of. And if he can turn these guys, ordinary guys, Dunfermline, into winners, and Aberdeen crumble, 1 goal at the start, I don't think we've got it to recover, Glenn. That's the problem.
Yeah, exactly.
So, do you know this? If it happens, Dunfermline win, I will be supporting Dunfermline all the way after that. Do you know what I mean? It's one of them games. If you can beat Aberdeen, you're good enough to go on and get Celtic or Rangers and a money-winning tie. Do you know what I mean? Go for it. But it's a cup, and I just don't think Aberdeen are at this precise moment in history. I've got a really good team to win anything. It's a building process. We'll have to get a new manager in. We have to get rid of a lot of dead wood. We've got to play the good players and keep them. And let's see how we get on next season. But this season, just write it off. We're not even in top 6. We're in the bottom. We're going to be out the cup. We'll never win the cup. There's not much going for Aberdeen. Just take a step back and do rebuilding. That's the best we can hope for.
Yeah. If we have a little think about that, you're saying that's the best we can hope for, okay? But let's be honest, we could be sleepwalking into a relegation battle.
Yeah,
the playoff place is a real possibility. 2 months on, no manager appointed, backroom staff appointed, etc., to help Peter, but it's not looking good. 1 draw, 1 point. I mean, it was a better performance against Celtic, but it wasn't brilliant. If that carries on, and the teams we're playing are be scrapping for every point, and if we've got no fight in us, then you could see us finishing 11th.
But the thing is, Glenn, if that Celtic goal was offside and we came away from that game with a draw, wouldn't that be a sense of a recovery? Do you know what I mean? That's how fickle football can be. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but that would be what, 2 draws in like 6 or 7 matches and no wins.
Yeah,
you need more than that for the start of a recovery. Let's do well in the cup. Let's get a couple of league wins. Put the relegation playoff, far out of the way. If you get 6 points, and you're fine, almost. But Dundee are just, they play tomorrow. I think they play Motherwell tomorrow. I can't see them beating Motherwell. But should they beat Motherwell, they put us down another place. They leapfrog us. We are alarmingly close to that 11th place.
It's frightening. It's horrific.
Reconstruction or anything like that in the cards.
Actually, I was thinking about it. If you look, in a lot of years, most years when the split comes, invariably at the end of the season, the team that was 7th usually passes the 6th team, and sometimes the 5th team. That's not going to happen this time because the gap's too great, and I think there's too much closeness between the top 6. I think it's going to be a very exciting end to the season, the top 6.
Top 6 is brilliant. Everybody can take points off everybody, and they've all got something to play for almost, Yeah.
Aye, exactly.
But the other good news for Aberdeen is that there's a manager back out getting going again. You could maybe go back. Neil Warnock just got appointed to Exeter this week, and so he'll have had a few games, and you could take him back in the summer. What do you think?
He'll be sacked in 3 games.
I know.
77 or something. He's going back out to manage again.
Yeah, my goodness. Question, Glenn. Did we get the last one answered, or is that hanging? What was it?
1 second, I'll just shoot back to it. Bear with me here. Talk amongst yourselves. Right, so who was the last English manager to lead a team to victory in the Scottish Cup final? It's the Hibs guy, 2016, Alan Stubbs.
Stubbs. Of course it is. course.
I'll give you the next one.
I wasn't thinking of him. No, it was someone else. I was thinking about.
Yeah.
I forgot
So
about
here's
him.
the next one for you guys. Okay. It's actually the same cup final. So what was unusual about the 2016 Scottish Cup final between Hibs and Rangers? Now, Roddy, you should know this.
I know
Yeah,
this one.
Yeah, the unusual thing was we didn't win. We were winning, and then they come back and beat us. That's unusual. What was it? It was 2 teams from the championship.
It's the first time ever that there was 2 teams not in the top flight of Scottish football
Yeah.
contest in the final.
Was there not a crowd invasion in that game as well?
Yeah, the Hibs fans. Yeah.
Yeah. And
hooligans.
that hasn't happened for a long, long time either. So
Normally it's Rangers.
I know.
I remember the big game in 1980 when it's the famous what do you call a march about first. Someone could get hurt out there. I mean, they were knocking 10 lumps of shit out of each other, battling. They were pulling the policemen off their horses. It was someone could get hurt out there. Well spotted, Archie.
Yeah, unionist idiot. You. What a man. Brillo pad for a haircut as well. Another question, Glenn. Keep us going. What have we got?
Yeah, last question then. Okay, now get your history hats on here. Right, which club have won the Scottish Cup twice at their home stadium?
Twice at home stadium.
Must be Queen's Park.
Queen's Park.
Right.
Well, they've won it 10 times though.
All right, so then
it could be Queen's Park, but remember they've won it. They've actually they've won it 10 times.
Okay, Vale of Leven.
No, it'll be the defunct. Are they still on the go? This team?
Yeah, they're still on the go. Yeah, but so everybody normally thinks it's always at Hampden and all that kind of stuff, But in the early days, they moved it around a lot. So, which club has won the Scottish Cup? They've won. They may have won it more than 2, but they've won it 2 times at their actual home stadium.
So, a stadium would be fit for it. You'd have to start thinking things like
It wouldn't be
Tynecastle.
Aberdeen. It wouldn't be the Dundee teams. It wouldn't be as far north.
Oh, you're right. Absolutely, it was only ever West Coast stadiums.
All right. So again, they're still going.
Shocker, eh?
Motherwell. The family club, Motherwell.
No, their stadium would never have been big enough, I don't think.
It's not big enough.
So it's not. It's got to be Partick Thistle. I mean, could it be?
Because they've got a big enough. They were a big team back then.
1926, they won it. I know that. Did they win it? And they won it. So I'm going to say Partick Thistle.
Glasgow team. It's got to be a Glasgow team.
Are you want to leave it hanging for next week or what? Or
aye, we'll leave it hanging. Will we?
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's a good one. Which team won the Scottish Cup? It was.
Scottish Cup. 2 times at their own stadium.
At their own stadium.
And remember, it's been played at Ibrox. It's been played at Celtic Park.
I know.
It's been played at a cricket ground.
Yeah,
the first international football match.
Scotland.
That's right, and that's in Partick. So it's been played at always West Coast. Okay, but it has been played in a lot of different stadiums.
Yeah,
as it should be.
Yeah. I'll think about this. I'll think about it because it could be Celtic having 2 games at Parkhead, couldn't it? And they won them twice there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll wait and see.
Unthinkable now, but yeah.
Yeah, I know. What's the next game? Because I haven't got them written down.
Oh, it's a small game. It's just Rangers Celtic.
Oh, right.
Rangers by 8. Let's move on to the St Mirren Thistle game.
What, 8 guys sent off? Yeah.
Roddy, I've got to ask. Last week I was watching this game. Rangers were up 2-0, and they were costing it.
Yeah.
What the hell happened?
That's what I'd like to know. I think they put Mogged on in their tea at half time. I don't know what the hell happened. And, he changed his tactics a wee bit, so did O'Neill. I mean, and I watch again Celtic against Aberdeen during the week, and they scraped past Kilmarnock and they've scraped past Livy. They're not a good. This is not a great Celtic side.
No, it's not.
It's not a game. I mean, I was talking earlier about which France side will turn up. Well, which Rangers side will turn up, and will they play will they play 90 minutes?
Yeah.
Because again, we're like Scotland rugby team on our day. We've got some great players, some great stuff, and then you're looking and going, "What happened?" It's very frustrating. You're talking about being frustrated. I'm absolutely frustrated because there is a team there, but just getting it together for 90 minutes. But we're at Ibrox. The atmosphere will be great because again, at last, there's going to be 7,000 or 8,000 of those unemployed people in the other end of the ground, and with their social workers. And no, I kid, of course, no. But it'll give us a great atmosphere because I think you can't whack a good old firm atmosphere, and that will make for a good spectacle. And so that will give a lift to Celtic. Ooh, but I've got to go for the Rangers. I have. It's at home, and as I say, this is a bad Celtic team at the moment, but still they know how to win. Unlike the Rangers, and they know how to grind out a result. They know how to win. It's in their DNA and has been for some time. So I'm not going to put a fiver on it. But I'm hoping that we'll win it by the odd goal.
Odd goal.
You put Norrie's fiver on though.
I put my fiver on.
I can get your fiver and then you can buy me a drink after.
Aye, Chris, how do you see this one going?
Anyway, that's for sure. I mean, I'd say the game. It was just a case of how many. And Dimitri finally, not finally, but slowly building up. Living up to the sort of attitude he has about himself. So I thought Mikey Moore was brilliant. He looks older than he is, but 18-year-old or something like that. He just 18. 18.
I know he's a good player.
It was just a masterclass, really. Just it was like him against Celtic, but I think there'll be a wee bit of fear, to be honest, because once you lose a 2-goal lead, eventually after the third penalty strike, then I think it'll be in the back of Rangers' minds that they're not playing a good team. I don't think Rangers are particularly good either, but they'll have that in the back of their minds that the old Fergie time. So the way Celtic have been playing just now and somehow scraping through, I think they might just scrape through in a hopefully an entertaining game. But Negrin maybe might get the goal, so maybe Celtic 1-0.
Ibrox.
Yeah.
Wow, Glen, what do you think?
Tight one, this, isn't it? There's nothing between these two teams this season. I think 2 draws, 2 3-1s. Last week it was like game of 2 different halves. We were down at a foot golf match driving. So I think Rangers were 2-0 up at half time or something. And then listened on the way back up the road, and suddenly you think, how did they get to be 2-0 up? It's it was all Celtic, but apparently it was all Rangers in the first half. I think it'll be an entertaining game. But it'll be tight. Celtic haven't won at Ibrox, I think, in 5. But I've got a funny feeling. I mean, Rolls put pressure on the Rangers players. I mean, they might be able to handle it or not. He said that they absolutely have to win something. If they have a season without winning something, then it's they're in trouble. I think Celtic. I think they'll just edge it, probably 2-1. I think it might have to go to extra time.
Oh, I'm going the other way. I think Rangers have got much more of a team. I think Martin O'Neill's been really lucky. He's got some kind of managerial background, but with the choices he's made, he's got a lucky penalty. Well, not a lucky penalty, but it hit his hand, it rebounded back off, got the penalty. It took 3 chances to get it in the net. Do you know what I mean? That doesn't tell me that's a confident Celtic. And I just think Rangers will be wanting revenge. And if a Rangers team worth its salt knows what game to win, it's this next one coming up, because it's revenge. And revenge is, a good antidote for the fans. The fans need something to cheer about. And to get them off their backs, they have to win this game. And I think that pressure to having to win it, I think they'll do it. I think Rangers will probably win 1-0, maybe even 2-0. I'm going to give them that.
8-0. Go for 8-0.
No. That's my fiver up in smoke, Roddy. Come on. 2-0's all you're getting, mate. Come on.
Nah, I would take 1-0 with an offside deflected own goal. I'll take it.
I tell you what, I don't know who the referee is for the game. Right, if it's brother beaten, I think I'll make him put it a 1-1 draw.
He's a Celtic man. There's no. It's an absolute myth. This.
I know.
An absolute myth.
Coming out of a Rangers pub.
Was it? Probably in scouting. No, he's not good at it. He's not. I would no. I think I'm worried. I mean, it could be. I don't know if Celtic will be playing Kevin Clancy in that game or not. I don't know.
I don't think he'll get the gig. No, you can't give Clancy, an Irishman, that gig, can you?
He's had it a few times. But certainly not on our side. That's right. We had something like 17 goals kicked off with bloody VAR this year. Something ridiculous.
Aberdeen have been just as bad. There's a goal against Celtic, got a goal, and I'm sure it was offside, but never mind.
I know.
Anyway, next one.
I don't think anyone likes VAR, do they?
No,
especially when it works against you.
I want to know what school did he go to? You know?
The perennial question.
I think VAR's ruining football, north and south of the ball, everywhere. I think it's a horrific. Because I mean, one of the things about football, guys, am I wrong? It's when we've all been to the game, we go to the pub, and that was never offside. It was. No, it wasn't. It wasn't. That's what it's all about. And it's also the spontaneous moment. Now you don't wait a minute, don't cheer yet, lads, because it's maybe going to go to VAR. I think it's destroyed the game. Goal line technology and nothing else, in my opinion. That's what we need.
I totally
the arguments have changed now. That's like now you sit in the pub and say like that was never a straight line that they drew.
There was a match on last night. Spurs were playing Crystal Palace, and the Crystal Palace scored a goal which chalked off because his nose was offside.
For the love of God!
Yep, his nose. That's how tight it was. Can you not just let it go? What is football about, Roddy, Chris, if it's not about goals? Do you know what I mean?
And controversy. But I mean, did you see that one down south with Manchester City and Liverpool? The one that there was when Haaland got through and he was fouled by I can't remember the name of the Liverpool guy, and he goes through and he then pushes the Liverpool out the way. The ball goes into the net. They disallowed the goal. Sent off the Liverpool guy, but disallowed the goal.
I know.
That's madness, isn't it? Guys, I don't know if you've heard the bad news, but apparently FIFA are looking at introducing VAR for corners and for yellow cards as well. They're going to do a trial in the Canadian League and also at the World Cup.
Just cue the adverts. Literally cue the adverts. What I've always said.
That'll be to help the Americans get advertising. That's exactly what it'll be about.
Aye, exactly that. Next match, what have we got?
St Mirren Thistle.
Yep. Live on TV as well on Sunday night.
Yes. Here's the thing about St Mirren. Since that League Cup win, they've just gone down. I mean, there's second bottom?
Third.
Yeah.
Third
bottom. Livingston, Kelly, St Mirren, but St Kelly are closing in on them.
Aye, that's the thing. Partick Thistle, what have they got to lose? This is a game. This is their cup final almost, isn't it? There should be a good crowd at this one.
Yeah.
Telly.
Here's Omen time. You were talking about Omens earlier, yeah? St Johnstone, remember? St Johnstone won both the cups.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
St Mirren, could they do it? Why not? I would give them the advantage in this game at home, and then they're only just one game away from the final.
Well,
they could then get Dunfermline in the semi, and then get Rangers in the final and get pumped. But no, but they could go the whole way. They could. But
are you taking them for a win then, Roddy, tomorrow?
I'm taking St Mirren for a fairly comfortable win.
Oh, Glen, what are you thinking?
Oh, I don't know.
Same.
Yeah, you're St Mirren are in awful form, but they bagged the cup. They beat Celtic. Maybe they're a cup team, but they've only got 3 wins in 15, and 2 of them were in the cup. That is horrendous.
I know.
They can't score. Aberdeen are pretty poor, but they've got 20. They've got the worst striking record in the division. 23 goals in 29 matches. It is appalling, and their defensive records, just as bad other way. They're letting in basically 2 goals a game, almost.
Yeah.
It is. It's not good. It's whether they can get themselves up for the cup or not. Because remember, they knocked out Motherwell in the cup, in the League Cup, and everybody was saying, well, me included, the brand of football Motherwell will play, and they're nailed on favourites. But St Mirren really turned up for that. Now the thing is, will they manage to turn up for a team they're expected to beat? They haven't turned up in the league in some of the matches when they were expected to beat teams. I actually think this will go to extra time again. I think Partick Thistle might just sneak it.
Wow. It's cup, Chris. Anything can happen. And it's a chance for a smaller team to bring down a giant.
Well, I mean, they'll be able to bring plenty of fans. Obviously, they just need to walk across the road just a bit. But I mean, getting done over with Dundee United, I think they've had their cup moment, and for me, this would be the big giant killing. Because I mean, if you think about it financially, for a team like Partick, this is their cup final. So I'm going to go with the romance of the cup and say I think it will go to extra time as well. So I agree with Glen. Yeah, but I think Partick make it through.
I think St Mirren have got the experience and the skill of playing in the Premiership. They know how to win games. Well, sometimes they can't become a bad team overnight. But this is 6, 7, 8, 9 matches. You know what I mean? They're not getting beat too heavily, St Mirren, but they just can't win, and that's the problem. They can't get goals, and I don't know where the goals are coming from. And I think Partick Thistle will probably be going all out for a 1-0 win, and if they can get that, they'll defend like mad. They'll park the bus, and St Mirren will find it really hard to break them down. And I just think depends on the referee as well. Depends on VAR. Depends on a lot of things. But I just got a sneaking feeling that St Mirren will get enough to go over the line with this one. The last question of the night, before we go, because my tea's, I can smell it from the kitchen. Are Motherwell now contenders to win the league? We mentioned this last week, but we didn't have Roddy. And now, since most people will say Roddy, that they're the best exciting team to watch in years. 60-year-old, 70-year-old Motherwell fans are coming out saying this is the best Motherwell side they've ever seen. And they're selling out for Park. Are they contenders?
Absolutely. And I would suggest that they're the most attractive playing football team in Scotland at the moment. They're a joy to watch. I don't know if you've had a chance to watch any of their games. They really do.
Oh, yeah.
And players like O'Donnell and McGinn, who were at best journeymen, are suddenly looking, this new pushing them up. They're looking actually great players. Very, very competent. So yes, I think they're contenders. I think they're attractive to watch, and I think they'll certainly if we take the three at the moment who are viewed to be the favourites, the two Glasgow clubs and Hearts, I think they can take points off any of them.
Yeah.
Any of them.
Yeah.
So the answer to your question is yes. And again, if I could put on my neutral hat or my Scottish hat, Hearts to win it, Motherwell will be second, and the Old Firm to be third and fourth would be great for Scottish football.
There you go. I can't say fairer than that, Glenn.
Yeah, got to remember. Okay, so while we're all talking about the Scottish Cup and all that malarkey, tomorrow Dundee play Motherwell. That's their game in hand. Motherwell win that game. They are 1 point behind Rangers.
Yeah,
and they're all level on matches. So look, definitely they are a dark horse. Well, not even such a dark horse. I mean, their form is unbelievable. And people always talk about the way the football they play, the free flowing, the attack, they pass it so well. They are really good to watch. But as I touched on last week as well, they have the second best defensive record in all of Europe in the top flights. Only Roma have got a better record. I mean, and they had another clean sheet last week.
Good stat.
I probably jinxed it for tomorrow, but they'll win tomorrow, I think. And it's going to be a great top six.
Talking of their defence, I was surprised. I've always liked the boy Welsh at Celtic. I was surprised, particularly with the problems they've got at the back, Hearts, Celtic, that they allowed Welsh to go. When they took him back, I was actually a bit concerned. They took him back in the winter. I thought they're going to keep, because I think he's a good player. He's another one, in my opinion, that Steve Clarke should be looking at, because we're not exactly blessed with centre halves in Scotland either. And I think the boy Welsh and I think he's been one of the reasons why Motherwell have been so good and compact at the back. I think he's a very underrated player.
Absolutely. Chris, what do you reckon in this one? Motherwell, if they win tomorrow, takes them above Rangers.
Against the Jobby team.
A point behind.
A point behind, sorry.
That was one Stephen Presley's was, not mine. I think they're great, and I said it last week, they'll definitely think David says they might be kingmakers, but they'll definitely disrupt the top four. So I definitely see them moving up, and the other teams I think are less so Hearts, but the other two I think are rightly should be scared because they can definitely they're taking points off them during the season anyway. So yeah, I think their form will continue and they'll move up the league. As to what position I don't know, but I think they'll win the Mora and ultimately move up the league, which again, as Roddy said, taking a neutral hat is better for Scottish foot by getting them into Europe and see what they can do there.
Yeah, man, when you see the Zimbabwe striker is so fast. He turns defenders backwards and they can't handle him. And once he's in, what you'll find is Motherwell have got about 5 people in the box waiting for a spin-off. Even if it lands at them, it's a goal. And then if they don't get in out of that, they track back. They're better than I've ever seen them. They've got a really good team and they know how to play and they know each other's strengths and weaknesses. What's up, Matt? I mean, I've watched Motherwell.
Good midfielders as well. Very good. The boy walks and the boy just excellent.
Just the whole lot. I remember going to Firhill when I was down in Hamilton, going to visit and seeing them play. And they were an all right side, but this team is rocking. I'm telling you, I would take this team to beat Celtic and Rangers easily with the form they're in right now. And even Hearts better beware. Hearts better be careful when they're playing in the playoffs.
The sad, just before we go, the sad thing about it is at the end of the season, they're going to lose their manager and 3 or 4 of their players, which is really heartbreaking to see. And I think it's a shame. And I worry that guy is going to end up at Celtic because I think he's some manager.
Not if Aberdeen get in there first.
He'll be guest star next week.
I doubt it.
I would. Great manager.
That's all for us on Stramash tonight. If you've stuck with us this long, thanks for staying with us. If you can like and share and spread the content, that'd be fantastic. It doesn't matter though, but it just helps us find out who's listening, who's with us, who's not. Roddy, do you fancy joining us next week?
I'm always available. Usual fee?
Aye. $5. I'll give him a $5 for the betting office. That's it.
Yeah, I'm available. I'm available for everything bar mitzvahs, the law. I'm available. I'll turn up to opening of an envelope. I'm up for that.
Right. I can smell my mince and tatties in the next door. Samowski. All the best, guys.
I'm going to watch the rugby.
Me too.
Have a nice weekend, guys. Cheers.
See you later. See you next week. Cheers.
Cheers, boys.